Hi everyone. Hi Virgos. Welcome to your May reading. I'm Marianne. You're watching Marianne's Mystic Mentions. Thank you for taking the time. For those that are new, I am an intuitive reader and spiritual guidance cheerleader. And I'm doing all the signs for the month of May. And I have a format. I like to kind of keep with it with some variables that I do. I start with a chakra check. And I can elaborate on that more in just a moment. And then I'm going to be doing a tarot reading. And I change up the layout every single month. And this month is going to be the 6-card layout, past, present, and future, with clarifications on each. And then I'm going to finish with 3 oracle messages. Just keeping it kind of neat and tidy. I'm a little behind, and I'm going to get them out as soon as I can. But as far as those that are maybe new and had not really been familiar with the term chakra, these are the beautiful energy centers that reside within our bodies in all different areas, right along the baseline, the spine, starting at the base of the spine and working its way upward to our 7th chakra, which is the crown chakra. That is the ability and the opening that allows us to receive downloads and messages and so forth and whatnot. And it's so important that these are all being used to the best and fullest expression. And so I like to have that check. Spirit likes to pick one specifically for each month. I also do collective readings on Mondays. If you're interested, I go a fair amount deeper into astrology. It's a little more lengthy, so you can just kick back, get your tea or coffee, and just kind of listen and, whatever you want to do. I would love to have you there. This is my passion, and it's definitely my inspiration, but I was thinking of something else just before videotaping, which has escaped me at this point, but that's okay. I love May. I'm excited about May, and I really hope, Virgo, that you also have been feeling that. Now, all of us got to experience the new moon Taurus at the end of last weekend, which is the 27th. So it's still giving us vibrational energies and, some really cool messages and feelings. And it will throughout the week and sometimes longer. Because you are an earth sign as well, Virgo, I think it could be a very complimentary new moon, but every new moon is exciting because you can start something new, literally. And we have them every month, right? But this one is really important in the sense that Taurus is an earth sign like yourself, but it has to do with a lot with senses and all of the senses and the Venus ruled aspect, which is what Taurus is, as well as Libra. Venus is magic, it's love, it's passion. I felt before reading your messages today, I have a conversation or a meditation, whatever you want to call it, with you, Virgo, and a light pink, very soft energy was flowing through me in relation to you. And I also associate pinks or any shades of that because I'm all about energy and colors and how they vibrate and how they make us feel. And it definitely is associated with the heart chakra. Okay, I'll be curious to see. And Spirit does that. It's so wonderful sometimes. It's just like, okay, Marianne, I'm in tune. Let's do this. Let's do our co-creating here for everybody. So I put it behind my back, very simply. We had this for the last reading, which was the 6th chakra, which is our third eye and our intuition and all that wonderful stuff. So there has been a repeat of one in particular. I won't say what it is until it comes up, should it happen. But when that happens, that's really a predominance for the month for everybody. And all of them are wonderful, and all of them, mainly, the reason I do this as well is because there's a saying on it that can help you to open this particular area or chakra. I recommend you open every one of them every morning and take like 2 minutes and say, please open my base, my solar plexus, my sacral chakra, my, and onward and upward. I was a little out of line there. There was one I put before the other, but nonetheless, as I do this, I hope you're recognizing that there has been such a notable delay and period since the beginning of the year of waiting and just sluggish kind of, with all the retrogrades that we've all had to go through on this planet. You, everybody, Virgo, it has definitely, that's not happening. The only shadow period left is that of Venus that was in retrograde that went direct until May 14th. Other than that, there is one planet. Oh, you've got the throat. This is beautiful. Am I right about that? I better be right, because I've been a little crazy lately, and some of the colors are very similar. But no, it is the throat. But I'll read that to you in a moment. I just wanted to say that there's just been this slowdown. There's been the retrogrades. We've got the only retrograde that'll happen in May is going to be the outer planet Pluto, which is important. But it's not quite as impactful. You'll sense things, but not to the point you would with your personal planets, which are your sun sign, you know, right? Your moon, your Mars, Venus, and Mercury. Those are all considered personal planets, and they do, I think those planets being closer and so forth, we feel it more. They tend to go quickly between signs. Unless there's, you know, specifics like retrogrades that last way longer, which happens every couple of years, or the ones that happened this year, which were in Mars and in Venus. But all that's clearing up. And I think everyone's feeling that it's just that time. It's like a beginning of the year for the most part. You know, the weather changes, longer days, you know, we have light longer. It's in the northern hemisphere. So I really love that. I just want to emphasize to you that this throat chakra is exactly that. It's about our ability to speak and to say things we need to say. And if you feel ever like that's being stifled, or, you know, you're having a hard time, you need to clear your throat, you could be picking up on other people's energies that way if you're empathic, which a lot of people watching my channel are. But more importantly, this is a beautiful saying or mantra on the back that just kind of really helps to open that particular chakra. It is the fifth chakra, the throat chakra. It is the uniqueness of my voice is spirit made manifest. I courageously speak my truth with balance and grace. As Lord Buddha said, neither jagged criticism nor flowery praise will keep me from my path. I hold to my wisdom with humble elegance. I find this very, very much in line with Taurus. I really do. Number one, there are definitely body parts associated in astrology with each individual astrological sign. And the throat is associated with Taurus. And here we had this beautiful new moon where we can write down our intentions and really put forth this idea of where we want to go, when we want to do it. And it's so very perfect for all earth signs, in my opinion. You know, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn being very strategic, very thorough, planning, being steadfast about it, you know, knowing that you plant this one seed and in time it absolutely will grow. You need to water, you need to nurture, you need to do all those things, but not feeling rushed. That's what I love about earth signs. I only have one planet on Earth. You may have more. You may understand this and feel this greatly. Actually, my one planet is in Virgo. I just love Virgos. I'm around a lot of Earth because I have not a lot in my chart, and that tends to happen. You will gravitate towards people that are signs you don't have a lot of time. They could be completely opposite of you, but we learn from each other. We all learn things, and I love that. So that was the message of the mantra. And it really helps to just immediately just kind of alleviate any kind of, you know, restriction or blockage that could happen. And I highly recommend that you take that time, because this is, it's free. It's part of who we are. It's part of our spiritual nature. And then along with that, I like to include the crystal, because crystals are amazing too. And the one associated, I think I already have it on from my last readings. Let me double check that. This beautiful set that I got. Yep, I do. So the throat chakra is associated. There are many, but this is the ones that came with these little beautiful cards and the gift set that came with the crystals for each chakra. And this is the lapis lazuli. And this is not in here. I apologize. It was from the last one. Okay, let me get that for you. It's a beautiful crystal, but there are many variations of each crystal. And I'm just in love with crystals. I think they're gorgeous anyway. I was talking from another reading about how I think it's probably stemmed from the fact that when I was young, I used to love marbles. And we'd just go and we'd pick them out. And I had 6 brothers, so, we'd be swamping them. And there was the steelies and the cat eyes. And just, I was always intrigued. And they're, they're along the lines of jewelry in a way, right? But the reality is that crystals that come from the earth, which is a phenomenon in itself, are just so powerful with their, what they can do and how they can heal and create so many wonderful energies for us. So this is the lapis lazuli. Isn't that gorgeous? It's a beautiful shade of blue too. And I always say it reminds me a little bit of Neptune, which is also supposedly known as a blue planet, right? And we did have Neptune go into Aries very recently. And actually Saturn will go into Aries. And this is something that just hasn't happened in many, many, many years. But there's a lot of Aries energy. There's a lot of masculine energy. Mars went back into Leo. Oh, I don't know. It's fired up. It's both of those being, fire signs, Sagittarius being the 3rd. I've known a lot of earth signs that love fire signs, and very different than you, but that for that very reason. And then, of course, the eclipses that we, are going through, because we have them every 6 months. We have the North Node in Pisces for the next 18 months. They change every 18 months. And the North Node is in Pisces. The South Node is in your sign, Virgo. This is when we really, because I just went through that. I'm a Libra, and it was Aries, North Node, South Node, Libra, the previous 18 months, right? The last Aries, we did have one sneak in there in March, but that's done. And we're still feeling the effects for upwards of 6 months. My point to you is, it's fiery, it's ambitious, it's Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. Aries is a cardinal. Aries is a doer, shaker, mover, thinker, leader. That kind of energy is going to really motivate all of us, and it is. I can literally feel it. And if you have placements in Aries, which you might, we're way more than just our sun sign. I always recommend you watch your sun, moon, rising, Venus, and definitely Mercury. Well, Venus goes into Aries as well as Mercury this month. So it's just another invitation to feel the strength and feel the power and speak your truth, when it comes to the throat. And speak it with confidence. And if you're not used to doing that, practice it, practice it at home and then take it out into the world. Maybe you want to start a YouTube channel. Maybe you want to do something else having to do with speaking and public speaking. They say that's one of the scariest things to do, right? Push through it, make it happen. It's never scary once you actually face your fears, right? So I'm going to wear this beautiful crystal for your reading. And I'll be honest with you, I want to shorten these readings for the monthly readings. The Mondays are more extended. However, I did get a call in between the last reading saying that my next client, because I'm on break from my job as a massage therapist, is not coming in. So I have a little bit more time, and I'm kind of milking that a little bit. I hope you're okay with that, Virgo. But what I'm going to do, though, now is I'm going to read to you the 6 past, present, and future, 6 cards, along with the clarification on each of those, as I mentioned. And if you like what you're feeling, and you like the resonance, and you like the flavor of this channel, there's so many of us, I would love for you to acknowledge that. Take one moment and push the like button, push subscribe, because subscribe is that's really what YouTube wants to see. How many people are watching? How many are really interested? How many are subscribing? It's all done on some kind of can't even think of the word, because I'm technically inclined, sorta, but not really all that great. The algorithms, very important. But you can help by just doing those 2 very simple things for free, and you're going to change the trajectory of my life. So it's actually a win-win, and I love it, and I appreciate it all. So if you feel so inclined, like I said, do so. I will know, and I appreciate it. Comment. You know, I want to gather as many people like-minded as possible. I'm being told to keep shuffling, and that is a big reason why I'm going. I apologize. And so let's keep it moving here. This is the spinner deck, and I love it. It's got what I consider to be like the infinity sign, and that is our life, right? It's constant. It's never ending, and there's more than enough for everybody. And it's the motto of certainly Pisces in our North Helm. It's like, let's love everybody. Let's just open up, go with the flow. Let's make it, love, not war. All that compassionate kind of energy, creative, intuitive, very psychic, very aware, old soul kind of energy that's going to be a part of all of us. And yourself as well in that South Node, position, Virgo. So, just so happens, I'm going to be a grandmother for the first time. And I know, I'm bragging. I don't mind saying it. I was elated. I'd given up the fact of it wasn't going to happen. And my grandson is going to be born in September. I feel like it could be on the cusp. Of course, you'll be knowing. It's coming closer and closer. But for the most part, he will be a Virgo. And I love Virgo. I love every sign for what they can bring, what they represent, and how we all learn from each other and so forth. But I definitely gravitate towards Virgos ever since I was young. Recent past. Oh, the Lovers. Okay. That's so beautiful. Major Arcana. I love seeing this. Love in every form. Good partnerships, whether it's romantic, work-related. Definitely good selection. This represents the sign of Gemini. Gemini actually starts at the end of May, the sun season. We're in Taurus season. There's that calming, kind of really mellow, let's go out in nature, let's go plant our garden some more, because I know it's already getting a little later, but you can always add to it. Let's go taste some really good wine and have some amazing desserts after, just all the senses are in play during Taurus season. Time to just slow it down, but keep it moving, because we've already had the slow. Now we just want to take it in our own stride and not feel pressured and that ecstatic, kind of erratic energy. I love this. This is recent. You may know very well what I'm speaking of, and you may, it's linear. These, it's not absolute as far as timing, but a lot of you know what I mean. Or you're thinking about wanting to find that special someone. It wouldn't surprise me. The Venus aspect of Taurus is very strong, and especially once I said, when it goes into Aries on the 4th of May. 2 moons I'll speak about too. But first this is it's perfect. The clarification of this Lovers is the Hanged Man. Now that's a major arcana too. So you've got 2 major arcanas. That speaks volumes right there, because that's the universe really wanting you to be aware. And they're sending a signal for sure. In addition to all the others, which are court cards and such, the major arcanas have more impact, okay? And this is, I love this card. This represents the sign of Pisces, and I did make it very clear we have a lot of Pisces influence, not just the North Node, but I made that it's the most important for now too. And there's definitely other, planets. Well, right now we still have Venus until the 4th in Pisces, and Neptune has been in Pisces for 14 years, went into Aries last month, and will actually stay till about September, I think it is, and go back into, or maybe October, go back into Pisces, and then go into Aries for 14 months. The Hangman is pretty much self-explanatory in a lot of ways, but the thing that's super important to know about this is that there's no discomfort. There's no, you turn it this way, and there's just this peaceful, serene, there's a rainbow. There's just like this, it's actually, this person is hanging from the tree of life. And this is our knowledge, this is our understanding, this is our perspective, is what the major word for this card. Having a different perspective. When you're hanging upside down, you see things differently. I remember when my kids were young babies, I would get on the ground to see what they could see, kind of childproof, that type of thing. But This is all a very spiritually inclined Piscean energy. Also, I'll mention that it does have a lot to do with kind of waiting, like in a holding pattern. And I know you may not want to hear that, Virgo, because that's been going on a while, but every day we go forward in May because of no planets except for the one I mentioned, going retrograde, Pluto. Or did I mention it in this? I apologize if I didn't. It's the only planet that's retrograding. It happens every year, and it is Pluto. And it is, it's retrograding in the sign of Aquarius, which, it had gone into the beginning of this year. Actually, it was last September. I'm sorry, November, I think it was November 19th. For the next 20 years, okay? It went in and out and stuff, and it went direct in November. In this, Pluto went into Aquarius. So we're going back. It's still in the beginning degrees, and Aquarius is the mind, it's thinking, it's education, it's all these things, but Pluto is about really giving ourselves a real deep, thorough investigation of what our fears are and what our desires are and our dreams. What are we doing to create that? What are we doing to sabotage that? All of that comes to the forefront. Whenever it's a retrograde, it's going inside of us. It's about really, thinking about it. So you will feel that. It'll happen through, I believe it's September, October, the latest. But it also is not that much of an energetic, stir up by any means. And if nothing else, you're going to really figure out whatever that specific thing you need to find out, an answer you need to find out. So this is beautiful. Everything about tarot and astrology is only to help us and to guide us and support us to our best selves. So I like that a lot. It's very conducive to the energies that are happening in the sky right now. So that is the clarification of the lovers. Maybe you're waiting on something. Maybe you're still kind of trying to see, is this the right, is this the one? Is it, was I rushing it during the retrogrades of Venus? A lot of times people have this strong desire when they meet someone like, oh, this is it. And the rose-colored glasses come on. And then the Venus retrograde goes direct. And you're like, oh, okay, maybe I need to rethink this. That comes to mind as well. So, you can let me know. Once again, please share your thoughts and your comments, and I will answer every one of them, and I appreciate them all. And then we have the present, and you have the Princess of Wands, power and fire. There's that masculine energy, okay? It doesn't matter what gender you are. But the princess is the page. It's the youthful. So maybe you're just meeting somebody and it's great and it's feeling good and they're a lot younger than you. You go, okay, that's cool. Or they have a youthful kind of, vibe about them or personality, which I always love. They like to laugh, they like to have fun, they like to just good sense of humor and that sort of thing. Or you actually have a youthful person in your life, or when you're planning on bringing into your life like a new child, and it's so exciting and it's fiery and it's exciting and it's motivational for you, whatever it is. You're feeling very positive about this. And that's in the present. So, and it's got the beautiful sunflower dress on. So that's kind of cool too. Because that represents the sun, which is Leo. Mars went into Leo. Any fire energy is there. It's just positivity, okay? The sun card is one of the most beautiful, energetic, and positive signs and cards you can get. So in clarification of the Princess of Wands, you have the Tower. Okay, now please, there's been a lot of towers, certainly in my life and all the readings I've been doing, but there's a new perspective on this. You probably created this. You probably absolutely wanted this because this can be so incredibly exciting. And with the cards I'm seeing around it, there's nothing that would lead me to believe that something horrible is happening for you at this moment. It's like this change happened. It may have happened quickly. It needed to happen for you to move forward because the foundation was shaky anyway. Once again, a lot of times we manifest things, whether we really believe it or choose to believe it, we simply do. And it's always the soul speaking for us saying, that's not right. We got to make it right. And if you don't, we'll intervene. And that's happened in your life. I think it's special. I think it's an idea, an epiphany. I think it's an excitement about a new relationship, whatever it may be, and what type of relationship. So yes, you've got that fiery ambition and you're like, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for it. Do you know that feeling when you do something new and different and you're out of your comfort zone? It's scary, but it's also exhilarating. And that's what's coming through for me, for you, Virgo. And you could be planning some fun times. You know, it's going to be summer before we know it. Your future message, the Empress. Oh, man. Well, that equates definitely to possibilities of talking about the excitement about having a child. Maybe you're pregnant and you're due any moment, or you're due this year. And it is known as, the Empress is also a major arcana. You've gotten what? 1, 2, 4 now. So that speaks volumes too. This is huge. There's a lot of change, a lot of transformation for you, Virgo, along with many people. And I know you know that. You probably have a lot of friends and people that are going through it too. You know, it's not just you, but just being aware and of your surroundings and knowing this is happening in life. I love this. This is the most loving card. It represents Venus. I mentioned before, you know, this new moon in Taurus was about our earthly possessions and material things and things that matter, our sustenance, our senses, you know, love, money, health, well-being, and yeah, just creating this creative juices, the Piscean energy. Once again, it's one of the most creative signs of all the entire, you know, astrology chart. So 12th house, they generally are known for having every sign in them as well. Well, we all do, but they're old souls. They've lived a lot. They've lived a long life. They've been through it all. And they've come out the other side and they're just as loving as can be. And they want to share that. And that's the pink softness that I think I felt and am feeling within you. The pregnancy is always a metaphor for, you know, the pregnancy of an idea, the labor you go through it, and then bringing it out to be seen. That's Leo time. That's, you know, the right people to do it with, the right people to be able to help you with your ideas, friendliness, moving forward, you know, excitedness. The clarification on that is King of Pentacles. So you go from the Princess. Nope, this was a different reading. Okay, we'll keep it. Okay, you have 2, 1 Pentacle, 1 Fire, and 4 major arcana in your 6 card reading. This is very powerful, but the King is the most mature. You know, the King is worked hard and toiled. It's the earth. It's the earth sign again. It's you, Virgo. It doesn't mean you have to be a man or a woman, but the difference being is the masculine energy within all of us is more outward and more action filled, and like, I'm going to work hard and I'm going to create the comforts and the surroundings that I choose. The feminine energy of the Queen would be the internalizing, the intuitive energies coming through stronger. Men and women alike have great intuitive qualities, so there's no gender preference or anything of that nature. But there's fulfillment and abundance that you have created and that you will be continuing to feel and see, certainly through the summer and then onward. And I love that, because then before you know it, it becomes your sun season in, you know, late August and September. So I absolutely love this. I mean, it's filled with incredible imagination and possibilities for you. And there's relationships, obviously, there's children, perhaps, there's fun, there's your spirituality, which is going to be continually, notably a larger part, I think, as a collective of all of us with this Piscean North Node position. And I, for one, am extremely happy about that. So you may have a different perspective on that as well. That can be today, or it can be throughout the year and onwards. So let me finish with about 3 of the oracle messages with the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Beautiful deck by Colette Baron Reed. And I love it because it's simple, like a lot of the cards are, and they don't have to be too complex. But the words on them say everything, and the illustrations are absolutely gorgeous. Thank you, Colette. So your first message is Treasure Island. So yeah, the reaping and just being in this abundant energy is really going to create that. I always suggest, and we have the two, I'll let you know about the moons, the lunations of May. The first full moon, because we just had the Taurus moon, this King of Pentacles, and it was on the 27th, so it wasn't far ago, and we're still going to feel that for a while, and the influences and throughout the Taurus season, which ends on the 20th when it becomes Gemini. But the full moon will be on the 12th, and it will be in Scorpio, and that is the polar opposition of Taurus, so they're always kind of working together. And so both of them are a theme having to do with what Taurus represents, and that's the money and the sensuality and all that stuff, and love and power and magic and intensity, for sure. But it'll show you things, and it'll absolutely help you to culminate some things that need to be done. The full moons are the brightest. They definitely shine a light on any situation that needs to be looked into. The new moon will be on the 26th, which will then be Gemini season, and that'll be in Gemini. So new moons are once again a chance to bring out that information, that intention you have, and write it down, because when you write things down, miraculously, along with your intuition and your dreaming and your emotional aspect, it brings it into fruition. You know, it absolutely manifests with several of those beautiful ingredients. Treasure Island, though. Good things, good times, stars, magic, money, all of that is beautiful for you for May. It's a good month. It is a good month. Then you also have imagine. So you imagine, as I said, as part of the manifestation steps, if you will, this Treasure Island, what it's going to be for you. You know, the vision boards, all that, they really matter. They make a difference. And see it come to life. I love it. I'm excited. It doesn't happen all the time in our life. And look at the colors, the third eye, the throat, which is what you got for your chakra. Yeah, speaking it into existence. That's what that tells me right there. Last but not least, oh yeah, because I don't think I use that word, but this has come up a lot in May. Once again, attributing it to this hanged man, the Piscean energy, your polar opposition, fully into the eclipse seasons for the next 18 months. Serendipity. I love that word. I love being at the right place at the right time, you know, and that's what they say luck is. It's a combination of, I don't remember, but I would just say simplistically, it's putting forth the ideas, the intention, and then being there at the right time and place. Serendipity then becomes quote unquote luck, right? And we all love those times, and they can last for months and months, or they can just be for a day or two, and you just revel in it, and it feels fantastic and juicy and wonderful. And I'm just grateful once again that you're here. I hope you enjoyed the reading. They are going a little longer, but that's okay. Please do take great care. Enjoy your month, and come visit me again in June. I'll be here for you. Until then, take great care. Bye for now.